Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC 516-873-1683, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reister's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan, and welcome everyone to a Zoom version. We've had to take the studio apart for some rejiggering, and we'll be back in the studio shortly. But for this week, you got us on Zoom, and we're just going to dive into the subjects. The first thing I want to talk about is Hall's Pond because, again, that's what's on everyone's mind. It looks better,
Well,
looks
it
like.
rained.
Yeah, well, that's the interesting part. How much of the Halls Pond looking better was just due to the rain and kind of washing out a lot of the stuff. I
I think
did.
it's covering it up. I'm not sure it washed out anything.
I agree with you. So the interesting piece here is I saw a quick video that Moshe Hill had put out, who's running for Nassau County legislative position, and he's at Halls Pond. I think he just did it maybe like an hour or two ago, and he's like, look, see how beautiful Halls Pond is, and I'm sort of saying to myself, I don't know if it looks like this because of the work that they did. I think it looks like this because we had a lot of rain. It raised the water level, but they never really finished dredging. And Norm, as you had pointed out, there was a DEC hold. So I don't know exactly what's going on.
Oh, what they've done is they've allowed more water to come in, obviously, because it's been raining. The highways have been dumping back into the pond, and it's covered up a lot of the dirt. They did remove a lot, but there's still a lot to go. And all it is covering it over. So if that's an improvement, I guess it's an improvement, but they haven't finished their job.
No, and some of the birds were back though, so at least we got to see the geese and the ducks are back on because they flew back. They said, "Hey, there's water. We'll come back again." Listen, I don't even know if they emptied that trap we found out about recently, right? Which was collecting all the soil,
Yeah, that
whatever
thing
else.
broke. Yeah, that thing broke down. They usually don't get these things repaired and back in service, ASAP. But yeah, I saw a whole bunch of fowl, if you will, or wildlife. I don't know what happened to the turtles.
Yeah, they don't know if they came back.
I'm hoping some of them came back. So, so the bottom line is, it looks better, but I think it's more caused by the rain. But there is some improvement.
Yep, we'll have to see when if they ever get the dredgers back and if they ever get their environmental okays.
Yeah. It's maybe we can just hope for more rain, and the problem will just go away. I don't know.
Yep.
Uh, well, this is, it's an interesting subject that we keep talking about, week over week. And just to let our audience know that in 2 weeks, we're going to be interviewing Alina Nix, and she's running against Moshe Hill. And so it'll be very interesting to get her take on what's going on. And she comes. I don't think she's from West Hempstead.
No, I did a little looking into this. She's originally from Uniondale. She's done quite a bit in terms of fire department over there, and she is now a legislator for what is the current second legislative district. I don't, again, I think this whole redistricting thing is really going to change things, and I don't know if anybody's quite sure what it is that she or Moshe Hill, depending on who gets elected in November, gets to.
Yeah. And again, this is this super minority districting. Just a quick side note, just because gerrymandering has been in the news so much, in the last few days. This district was specifically carved out as a minority district. Will make it very difficult for Moshe Hill to win. I think she covers a larger area as far as population goes. But you know what? We'll see what happens.
That's why they run the elections.
Yeah. Guys, look out for that in the coming weeks. And also anyone who's named Knicks, as a huge Knick fan, I'm already
And
there.
uh,
Uh, but
also, how you feel about Fleetwood Mac. So,
and we have that. Um, so in other news, former trooper Thomas Mascia, and if you recall, he was the state trooper who shot himself on the southern state and then claimed, someone else did it. It was all over the news. So he attempted suicide recently, and allegedly he had sliced his arms, and then there was an ensuing scuffle with an officer at Nassau University Medical Center. Things are clearly not going in the right direction for him, nor should they. But that's the latest on Mr. Masia.
Yeah, well, actually, there've been an internal notice was sent around in the police department about him that he's a potential danger to cops. That he's got cop training and that he doesn't get along very well when he's approached by cops. So I think he's got some mental problems he's going to have to be dealing with. And now, obviously, he's getting the attention that he needs in the hospital.
he
Yeah, I'm
hasn't,
not.
Davey hasn't actually gone into prison yet, has he? He's been sentenced,
I
but
don't believe so. I'm not sure. I think the bullet was really about the alleged attempted suicide, but where he is as far as trial dates, I'm not sure yet. We'll have
yeah,
to
I'll have to check on
get
that.
some information. But
Well,
but it also
I believe he pled guilty. I don't think there's going to be a trial.
that's a good point. I think you're right, Norm. We'll have to go back and double check on that. One of the other interesting side notes is that this has raised issues within the New York State Trooper hiring process, and people are concerned, like how someone who clearly has, some issues was able to get this far and to become a state trooper to begin with, and is the hiring process vetting as well as it should? So there's a lot of nuance and complexities to this issue.
Yeah, there've been other issues at the training academy with recruits who've gotten a little bit crazy, and they had to arrest them and or let them go. This is not the first time that they've had incidents with cops, but they're under pressure, and some get through that shouldn't really be in the job.
Yeah, clearly.
Hi, I'm Jeff Wanger, owner and operator of Tiffany Dry Cleaners. We've made things even easier. Schedule a cleaning pickup just with one click on our new app or website. And don't forget, we offer free pickup, delivery right to your door. Tiffany Dry Cleaners gets it just right.
But we got other people in West Hempstead in the news. We have
Oh gosh, yeah. So Norm,
Tanisha Williams. This is the craziest story I ever heard.
yeah, well, go for it.
She's a 52-year-old woman bicycling down Central Avenue in Cedarhurst, probably the highest population of Jewish residents on the South Shore. And she's screaming anti-Semitic statements, making a fool out of herself. And then she gets to an Israeli flag. She rips that down, tears it up, and then takes off. And the cops arrested her for a bias crime.
Yeah, it's, as they should, and they were all over it. Obviously, there's a lot of concern right now within the Jewish population, given everything that's going on. And wow, she really just yeah. Who does
It's
that?
It's crazy. I mean, it's been incidents like this before, where a kid will shout something, but the cops are all over this. And Nassau County does not accept this kind of biased behavior for any kind of bias. They had this with other religions as well, so they tamp down on it immediately.
Yeah,
But I can tell you, as somebody who bikes around Nassau County an awful lot, there are all kinds of routes available that don't involve going through the center of the largest Jewish community, probably on Long Island. And look, clearly this is somebody who was out to make a point. She made her point, and now she's going to deal with the consequences of doing it.
Yeah, and you also wonder, like, maybe she's been doing this in West Hempstead. I had an incident just this past week. I was walking with my wife down the street, and someone decided to, scream some, really nasty stuff, anti-Semitic stuff out of the window. There were kids that were around. This is a huge problem, and it's certainly not exclusive to West Hempstead or the five towns, but it's something that unfortunately is out there, and we have to deal with.
Although I
That's
have to say, as a kid who grew up in Brooklyn, this is like perfectly normal because, when I was a kid in in the ancient days, this was perfectly normal behavior. It wasn't right, it wasn't good, but it's where we
so.
live right now.
So we'll let everybody know. This is not acceptable in West Hempstead, not acceptable anywhere, but especially in West Hempstead. If this incident happens, get us a license plate number. Take a picture of the car. Any information you can give us. We have video cameras throughout the town. We will find these people, and we will not accept this kind of behavior.
Yeah, and I should say very specifically that through various channels I've heard it's really important to report these things to the police, even if they seem relatively small, relatively minor. Catch as much information as you can, as Norm says, and don't hesitate. Report this information because the police want to know, and they will follow up if they possibly can.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unfortunately a sign of the times. So going on to switching gears into a little bit more of a mundane situation, I had to return some library books, and wanted to take out some new books. And
Is
I've
this
been
about the pin again?
no, no, it's not about the pin,
There's no
but
penalty, so he didn't have to pay.
There you go.
so I took out a couple of books, and well, before I even get to taking out the books, one of the things that I thought was really exciting is that they have these lockers of things already in place. It's right by the reference desk. It has they all have like their own little private lockers. Can't really tell yet what exactly these things are, but it looks like they're making some tremendous progress. So I was really excited to see that. And also, I saw a looked like a teacher or a tutor with a student in the cone of silence. So this was like the first time that I actually saw, people using it. And what a great use of the application. I mean, you can see that this kid was really focused because he's in this, you know, closed-in
Quiet zone.
environment.
Yeah, quiet zone.
Yeah, so I was really, really excited about that. And then, of course, so now I go to check out my books, and she tells me the librarian says, "Oh, you owe $10.50." And I was like, "Oh." So two things struck me. First of all, whether or not I had exact change, because we always have that issue. And the other thing is I thought that they got away with overdue book charges, but clearly, at least for me, I got hit with the fee. I had the exact change, which was great, but then I asked the librarian, "Do you take credit cards for overdue payments?" And she said, "Yes, we take credit card payments for anything over $5." So that's great. I mean, it's like, we've been talking about this, for who knows how long, about the fact that they're, you can't take credit cards. Is certainly to sign up for a lot of the events. So I'm still a little bit confused, but I'm encouraged by the fact that they are, in fact, taking credit card payments for overdue books, but they should get rid of the overdue book fee because I can't keep doing this.
We should.
Somebody's got to pay the bills.
Yeah, we should definitely get this cleared up as to whether they'll take credit cards for everything or just for the overdue payments, and that would be really helpful for us to find out.
Exactly. And I'm going to reach out to Regina Mascia and see if we can, get a definitive policy, for payments, so we can at least start there and go. But it looks like progress. I
Yeah.
was
Maybe she can help you get a pin too while we're out of
that yes. So outside of my $10.50 fee, I was overly encouraged by what I had seen at the library. Good job.
Yep.
How long do you have to keep a book to get a $10 fee? I mean, I'm
Oh
trying to figure
God, I don't know.
3 years or something.
It's an old Seinfeld episode, but we're not going to go into that right now. But yeah, I think I accumulated it over time, and it was my bad, and I accept full responsibility. So Dan, I'm hungry. Anything going on over at
I
Reestorers?
did check. There's always something going on. They don't currently have anything listed too specifically, but as always, you can always go to Reester's and pick up something delicious for you to eat, and that includes all kinds of cakes and cookies and all sorts of stuff. So pop down to Reester's, find something fabulous to eat, and go from there.
Yeah, we're babysitting our grandkids, and I brought them into Restorers, and to see their eyes just light up with all these cakes and cookies, and it was just great to
Yep.
see. And
And I'm going to correct myself. I do see on the specials page, it was National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day 2 days ago. So it's $1 medium chocolate chip cookies all week. So there's your special.
all right,
I'll chime in also. I tried for the first time their sugarless cookies, which is the chocolate dipped sandwich with raspberry inside. Really fabulous. I can't believe there's no sugar in there, but it really was great.
fantastic.
All right.
All right, so gentlemen, I think that will, unless we have anything else, that's going to wrap up our Zoom version of This Week in West Hempstead. And we look forward to talking to everyone next week. And, please, if you have any questions, reach out to us on Facebook and on Instagram or on the website. We'd love to hear from you, especially things relating to Halls Pond, the upcoming elections, lots of stuff going on. It's great to be part of the community.
Enjoy the summer.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be sure to visit our sponsors, Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reester's Bakery. To find out more or to reach out to us, come visit us on social media at Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website at westhempsteadecho.com.